This was that first tornado warning, and then we have this one right here that's in effect now out in Wheeling, and this is moving extremely quickly. I mean, this line is roaring through here, 50 miles an hour, making its way across the area, but it is about to cross the Ohio River right now. So if you are in Wheeling, this is the time you need to be getting to your safe spot, because it's about to make its way across the river. It's about to make its way into Wheeling, which is one of the more populated areas. Moundsville, same story. Shadyside, Bellaire, again, all along Route 7. That's where you're going to want to be taking cover if you are basically between about, I would say, northern Ohio County down through really southern Belmont County along Route 7. That's where we have the best threat for this rolling through and the biggest threat for that tornadic activity. So let's kind of stop this and show you kind of what we're talking about. Again, we are seeing very, very heavy rain right now out near Annville. We just got the newest sweep coming through, and now it's actually starting to make its way it's probably pretty much at the top of the hill if you are out in the Bellaire area, McMecken, Shadyside, all looking at that threat for this. And some of the areas that are affected, some of the roads that we're looking at, Peterson Hill Road, Bellhaven, Key Bellaire Road, West 23rd Street in Bellaire. These are all areas where we're seeing some of this very heavy rain, also the threat for the tornadic activity. Also, let's move up into some of the northern portion of the area. Out near Brookside, just went through Blaine, but Township Highway 457, County Road 30, County Road 32. All of these are areas that are under the gun with this. And again, it's making its way through McLeanville right now. You're about to get hit with some very heavy rain. Bellaire, same story in McMecken, Avondale, and in Shadyside, along with Glendale Heights. That's kind of where we're seeing some of the worst of this. And again, it is moving 50 miles an hour, I should say, 50 miles an hour to pretty much due east, and capable of producing not just a tornado. Again, this is radar indicated rotation. Let's see if we can kind of see that on the. Oh yeah, you can see it right. Yeah, we've got a pretty good rotation right about here. I'll circle it for you. Right there. So what we're looking for when we were tracking these storms is not quite as tight as it could be, but we look for areas of red where the radar beams shooting and the winds are going away from the radar, green where they're coming towards the radar. You can kind of see right here just between Bellaire and Wheeling. That's where we're picking up the biggest threat for that tornadic activity out near that area where we're seeing the best chance for the rotation as this rolls on through here. Let's kind of take a look. I'm going to see if we can pick up anything with our debris tracker at all, because that's one of the things that we kind of look for. Not really picking up too much with this, so that's good news, because when you see a bit of a debris ball, usually that verifies about 70 to 80% of the time. So good news on that. Not seeing a whole lot of hail, and that's really not a big threat with this hail. The biggest threat would be the strong straight line winds and tornadic activity, obviously. So again, this right now is making its way. That shows how quickly this has been moving. We popped on here. It's right around, I'd say, about 12 minutes ago, and they've already cut this thing in half. They've already cut, the Weather Service has already scaled this storm back in half, in the warned area in half. So if you're in St. Clairsville, Coleraine, you're not in the warned area anymore. I'd still maybe stay in your safe spot, just because of the fact that we still have some heavy rain coming through. There might be a little debris that's come down. But even with this area right here, we're still going to be picking up the threat, actually in Coleraine too, of some strong straight line winds. But the tornadic threat is actually done in Barnesville. It's done in western Belmont County. Now we're just talking about it from Moundsville through Shadyside, through Bellaire into Wheeling. That's where really we're concentrating this, even up towards Warwood as well, where we have the threat for the tornado. But again, we're picking up, and again, I'm kind of seeing a little notch right here, a little notch right here. So that's, again, is what we look for, is these inflow notches.
Storm Tracker 7 weather is presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Happy Friday to you. Storm Tracker 7 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Booth here. Well, we are looking at not a bad day out there. It was a little chilly out there, but we had some sunshine. That was nice. We are looking at 30 right now in the Friendly City, 28 in Steubenville, upper 20s, low 30s across the area. I noticed some clouds starting to sneak into our western counties, and that's going to be the case through the overnight hours. We're going to be tracking increasing clouds, and that's out ahead of a system that's going to be bringing us the threat for some snow. We have a winter storm warning going into effect tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Ohio, Marshall, Wetzel, Tyler counties in West Virginia, and Belmont, Monroe, Noble counties in Ohio. Ohio. Now, these areas in purple in West Virginia, Hancock, Brooke counties, in Ohio, Jefferson, Harrison, Guernsey counties, they will be under a winter weather advisory during that same time frame. Not quite as expecting as much snow up that way as we are going to see into our central and southern portions of the area, but it does look like we're all going to probably need that shovel by the time we get to Sunday morning. Here's a look at your satellite and your radar imagery. Again, we have a couple of clouds starting to sneak into our far western counties. We can kind of see that as we widen out. You can see cloud cover starting to move into the western portion of Ohio, and that's going to be moving in with that next system. And as we kind of widen out and show you what's going on in the bigger picture, you can see we've got that snow shower activity right now moving across the central plains. It'll be getting here before you know it. It looks like we're going to be seeing a moderate to heavy snow along the storm track, which is going to be very close to the area. That is why we are expecting to see basically that some of those measurable totals, and basically that's why we have those winter storm warnings going into effect, those winter weather advisories going into effect tomorrow. And we will have some enhanced totals along the lake. So if you're headed up that way tomorrow, well, I would say leave early and be ready to stay there maybe a little bit longer than you thought, because we're definitely going to be dealing with some heavy snow in some spots. And in our area, looking like we're going to kind of break things down generally to about 2 to 4 inches in the north. Heart of the area, so kind of right along and just north, just south of I-70, we'll be talking about 3 to 5 inches. You move into the southern portion of the area, we're talking about 4 to upwards of maybe even 7 inches. It just depends on how this storm tracks, but it does look like, again, we're all going to be dealing with the threat for that snow. Heaviest snow in the south, moderate snow in the heart of the area, not quite as much in the far north. Actually, what we just saw recently, that's kind of what we see in the far northern portion of the area. We saw last Tuesday, going to be dealing with that 2 to 4 inch range. But again, some of us are going to be picking up a little bit more as you move south. And it looks like snow will be the biggest impact that we get from this, but still we'll have to watch out for some ice. It's going to be windy on Sunday, and it's also going to be very cold out behind this. So here's kind of how things break down. Tomorrow afternoon, especially after 3, 4 o'clock, light snow starts getting those roads bad. As we get into the evening, we're going to be talking about the heaviest snow into the first part of the overnight. That snow starts to roll out of here overnight, but then temperatures tumble, and even on Sunday morning, even after the snow's gotten out of here, because it's so frigid, salt will not be as effective at keeping those roads clear. So just kind of keep that in mind. Tonight, though, you can see clouds are building, not too bad. We head on into the day tomorrow. By lunchtime, a few light snow showers, but things really start to pick up as we head through the mid to latter part of the afternoon. Here's 5 o'clock, continuing to see that snow through the 10 o'clock hour. We continue to see it. It starts to taper off overnight tomorrow night. And again, by the time all is said and done, looks like we're going to be picking up those measurable snowfall totals, with the lowest totals in the far north, but still 2 to 4 inches. That's nothing to sneeze at. And the highest totals in the south, about 4 to 7 inches that way. Expect that snow tomorrow afternoon, 34 for a high. It's going to be breezy and frigid on Sunday, a high of 19. Actually, frigid on Monday, too, with a high only in the low 20s. We're back up into the low 30s as we hit your Tuesday. Wednesday, we quote-unquote warm back to normal. We're back to 50 with some rain on Thursday, and then 39 on Friday.